And boom, just like that, it's Thursday night. You know what that means. It's party time with your favorite host. It's the Video Bros. I'm Bobby Munson, the man beside me, the man with the angelic voice, Papa Smokes. Papa Smokes, happy Thursday and happy holidays, brother. How are you?
Oh, yeah. Thanks for the great introduction, Munson. I'm doing great. Happy holidays to you and happy holidays to all the listeners out there. I'm feeling great, Munson. It's Thursday night. We just called a couple of PPW matches, and now, guess what, everybody? It's trivia time.
It is trivia time. We're going to get to that in just a little while. We're going to give time for some more people to get into here, and so I can explain some rule changes. We got a little bit of rule changes we're going to play with here tonight, Bob Smokes. Make this a little bit more fair, a little bit more even. Make sure that, in case there's any shenanigans in behind the scenes, that we prevent shenanigans moving forward here on WTF Do We Know About Wrestling. But before we do, I want to say hello to who is in the chat here tonight. And, of course, Bobby Bettino, Mr. Bobby Stats is up.
Yeah, Bobby.
Saying that Jedi Kai wrestled against Delmy Exo and Tiara James triple threat match on MLW Fusion for the Featherweight Championship. Gonna have to check that one out. I haven't had a chance to check that out. It's been a busy night. But, Bobby, this Saturday, PPW's got a big match coming out that you're going to be very, very interested in. Someone by the name of Amir Jordan is going to be having his match at PPW finally released on the channel. That's coming out this Saturday afternoon. You're going to want to pay close attention to that, my friend. We particularly knew you'd be wanting to check that out. As we say hello to Dara the Amazing as well, too, coming up in the house. And right here on the Twitch side of things, it's our main man, the voice, Joshua Joseph, saying, what's up, fellas? Josh, how are you doing, brother?
Yo,
Glad
Josh.
to see you here. We've got so far, I think 3 competitors, Papa Smoke, signing up for the trivia night. We'll give a little bit longer. We can talk a little bit of other stuff. We got Mel Ball up in the house. How are you doing, Mel? Mel filling in for Papa Smokes just last week. Papa Smokes under the weather. The angelic voice was gone. Couldn't join us for the one-shot live show there. But Mel Ball filled in for you and even held down the fort through some technical difficulties that I had on my side of the fence here, Papa Smokes. So it was a blessing to have Mel Ball here on the first time on Ring Respect Radio, in fact.
Absolutely. And thanks to Mel Ball for filling in for me. My voice is a little questionable at the best of the times, so if something goes wrong, there's not a lot of leeway there. But I was there in spirit. I listened to the whole thing. I enjoyed your entire breakdown of MLW One Shot. Good times. Good to have the team behind me. Thanks, everybody.
You bet. And Bobby also mentioned Matt Stryker said, cry me a river during a match between TJ Crawford versus Kevin Blackwood. There's some interesting stuff going down there in MLW. It was great, and Mel Ball saying it was a great time. It was a lot of fun. Glad to have had Mel here along with Bobby saying awesome about the match coming out for PPW this Saturday that features Amir Jordan. Oh man, it was an exciting one to call. We had a blast there, Pop. So very much looking forward to putting that one forth. I'd imagine we're going to see a lot of eyes on the prize with that match.
I bet you so, and good thing because it's a good match. Back and forth, almost a half hour long. We had a good time calling that because never a break in the action. Good stuff, man, from PPW always.
Yeah, you bet. It's a hell of a fight, and can't wait for that one to be a release. Check that out this Saturday afternoon. Just filling in the names here. We've got a few competitors so far. I want to see if we can get a few more before we officially kick off the trivia, Pop Smokes. It's always fun when we can get a little bit more activity in there. Mel, I got to ask, Mel, are you just listening in this week, or do you want to take a crack at some Xmas-themed wrestling trivia? Hand-picked questions that I've been working very hard behind the scenes getting ready all week for us. Let me know. Bobby saying, great to have Richard Holiday back in MLW. You bet it is.
Yes.
Throwing that to you, Papa Smokes, because you've seen it now. What your thoughts on Holiday back in the company?
Loving it. Absolutely loving it, just like Bobby said. But this took me by surprise because same thing as Hammerstone, when he announced his departure from it, it was like, such a sadness, such a feeling of loss from the company. Having a main event level guy and an excellent talent leave at the same time, and it was a letdown. But Court is into bringing guys in, at least for a one shot, at least for a set of tapings or whatever it happens to be, while the name still has some cachet and some hotness amongst the company. So great idea. And there's another bona fide main event guy to feed to Alex Kane, the champion.
You bet. And we got some more here in the chat here, Bob Smokes. Saying hello to Jimmy over at Jobbed Out Wrestling, who says afraid to enter in based on tape delay. Come on, Jimmy. You've entered the realm of wrestling trivia here, my friend. I'm writing Jobbed Out Wrestling down on my list. You're playing on the YouTube side of things. We're going to put your noggin to the test here tonight. See where that takes you. So you are in now officially. Melball says she's definitely down to listen while she does some mid stuff here for Andre and Melball's Wrestling Talk. Fantastic. Yeah, listen away there, Mel, and everybody check out Andre and Mel's Wrestling Talk. Get him, Jim, says Melball. Ed says, can't stick around. Drop a like and go to lurk. But hey, thanks, Ed, for coming in and giving a lurk, giving a like. We always appreciate you, my friend, and make sure to check out the replay or some of the wonderful clips that I'm sure I will pull from this amazing night of wrestling-based trivia, the most popular night on the calendar month for Ring Respect Radio. That's for damn sure. Watch as the Did You Know guy gets every question wrong. That's okay. We're all just one big group having a big old good time here on Ring Respect Radio. Do you know how many questions that I would be getting wrong if I wasn't the guy sitting here asking them? I don't know shit about wrestling when it comes down to it, to be honest.
Man, I thought I was going to do a lot better in this. Some of these questions have been pretty damn hard, so don't worry about it. Give it your best go, and we're all in this together.
You bet. And Papa Smokes, I've got a couple of ones in tonight's trivia that I know are going to be right up your alley. I got a couple of Papa Smokes exclusives that are on the list here tonight. I've written 10 questions that I came up with, Xmas-themed, wrestling-based questions from all across professional wrestling. It's not just one particular era. We're talking back to the territories. We're talking modern stuff. There's a good combination and across multiple companies as well, too. So I get a good blend of Christmas cheer for the players here tonight.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
But so far, I mean, Josh is uncontested over on the Twitch side of things. I'm kind of hoping that somebody else gets their butt on over to Twitch and we at least get some competition. I mean, I'd hate to default a new champion over to JJ. Like, I'm not saying I don't want JJ as our champion, just saying, like, at least somebody's got to compete up against him to give us a bit of a game here. I mean, Melball, I mean, you're right there. If you happen to listen in and just want to throw a letter up on screen, I mean, it's pretty easy to compete. We make this very simple, but there are rules. There are rules, and the rules have changed, Papa Smokes. I had to do some soul searching and some digging into this in order to kind of get things to a way that I feel will be better for all competitors. I feel that this is going to work. JJ's in the same boat I am, and that's editing. A lot of people edit and listen in. I understand that, but anybody who can. Oh, look at this. Basser's up in the house. Third video, bro. Basser, you are competing tonight, my man. We need another Twitcher on there to go and compete. So, my man Basser, you're going in a win as well. JJ, that's a heel tactic, brother. That's a heel tactic, taking the easy way out, like our champion, the Sheik Akbar Shabazz at Prairie Pro Wrestling. I don't know, man. I don't know, but we got you a little bit of a competitor. We got you some enhancement talent in the form of our third video bro there, Mr. Basser. So we're going to see how well he does on that side of things. And we got Bobby's laughing. Well, he got a good show for you because Bobby's laughing. We know we're doing our job.
I'm laughing too. Yeah.
So we got some fun ahead of ourselves, but let's get to these new rules, Papa Smokes, because I feel like this way it'll make things a little bit more evened out, a little bit more fair across the board. So here we go. Number one rule remains the same. When in doubt, always get Papa Smokes a beer. That is the number one rule in this world. Always get Papa Smokes a beer. Number two, please refrain from looking up the answers. I know you have access to the internet. You have multiple devices that you can use to try to cheat your way to a win. But I'm telling you now, bah humbug to you if you do. Do not cheat to win. Number three, this is a new rule. You will officially have only 60 seconds to submit your answers from the time I call the clock. I have a stop clock here on me, and I am going to stick to a 60-second limit, plain and simple. If your answer is not in within that 60 seconds, it unfortunately will not be counted. Every single player competing, no matter on the Twitch side or the YouTube side, has the ability to ask for one repeat of a question, only once throughout the entire time. So if you use your one repeat, you will not be able to ask me for a repeat for the remainder of tonight's trivia competition. Number five, this is another new one. Every player is entitled to one challenge per trivia night. So if you feel that the answer was not correct and you want to challenge it, your challenge will go up for review. I will double check it and a decision will be made. If I find that your challenge is accepted, you will not only be granted a point, but you will also get your challenge back. Now, if you challenge and the challenge is overruled by me, you will lose your challenge for the rest of the competition here tonight.
You got to lose a point too, Munson. Oh yeah,
no.
let's make it cutthroat, man.
I don't know.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I think they're good on the one. I think we're going to keep it to that for now. See how that works.
And again, that would be the Canadian. That would be the Canadian rule. If you get it wrong, you lose one.
Yeah, that would be a Canadian rule. You know, we got some American fans in the house, so we want to be fair around the board. But number 6 and number 7, they still were from the list before. Remember to cut chat promos, but be respectful. Anything that you say that is too negative, too dark, too deep, just might not make the list. And number 7, keep it fun and intoxicated, because that's what it's all about here on Ring Respect Radio, is fun and intoxication. As we go back over to the chat
I'll
here.
Drink.
Hey, Papa.
I'll drink,
and we got Jimmy saying, Jimmy saying he solemnly swears not to Google the answers and proceeds to Bing. Bing probably doesn't have the answers. I mean, let's be honest with ourselves. Bobby, go there. Jimmy saying, is it one question per person or a question that everybody takes a shot? Everybody takes a shot at the question. So you're going to get a question followed by 4 potential answers, A, B, C, or D. All you need to do is pop the letter in the chat there for me, and that will be good enough. If you want to write the name or the actual answer, that's up to you. But again, just A, B, C, or D is fine, and you have 60 seconds to do so. And hold on. Did Roger Godell help with the rules? What the F happened last trivia? Man, it's just
fair question.
I've heard across the board that there's just been potential of people Googling too much. And I really think that I want to do the best I can to run a legit trivia night here with you guys and have fun. And I just don't want that kind of interference. I don't think that it's right by anybody competing that somebody else might be playing unfairly. I don't know for sure that that is the case, but I want to assure that it's the case. So that's, yeah. And I mean, then we got guys like Basser. He's just too damn lazy to Google stuff anyway. So, I mean,
there you go.
We're okay. And Basser saying it's his first time playing, boys. I'm Basser, man. You are. I know that you are probably feeling pretty good at this point. Got to grab the clip from Family Guy when Quagmire ran bar trivia, constantly going, no phones. I see phones, guys. No phones. Seriously, put the phones down. That would be good too, but I'd have to bring that decibel level down just enough to make sure that I didn't get copyrighted. Or I could go make another video like I did before, where I did the voice and threw that kid's voice over top with the Macho Man Randy Savage thing from Family Guy that I did here a while back. But I've got some names down here, Papa Smokes. We got a couple on the Twitch side. We got a few on the YouTube side going up for both championships and the bragging rights here on Ring Respect Radio. I think that's fair to say we can get down and dirty with question number 1 on the Xmas themed Ring Respect Radio WTF. Do we know about wrestling? So, come on, Bobby. Get your notes in the right place. Here we go. All right. I will say the question. I will say the answers. Remember, you only have one opportunity to ask for a repeat of the question, and then you lose that repeat for the remainder of the show. Again, give the best you can within 60 seconds. If your answer isn't in within 60 seconds, it will not be counted. So, as we begin, question number 1. Christmas of 1982, World Class Championship Wrestling held an event headlined by Kerry Von Erich versus Ric Flair in a cage for the NWA World title. Who was the guest referee? Was it A, Terry Gordy, B, Michael P.S. Hayes, C, Fritz Von Erich, or D, Jimmy Garvin? And as I say that, I am going over to the old clock now. Your time starts now. Papa Smokes, do you have a feeling you know the answer to this one?
Yeah, but I'm not 100%, but I like this question a whole bunch.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one because, again, back in the territory times, there was a lot more actual wrestling that took place on Christmas Day itself. So it used to be quite a tradition in the world of professional wrestling.
Yeah, big on the holidays too, and you could sometimes assure yourself a big house by putting your card on a day where people didn't have to worry about work that day or work the next morning and all that kind of stuff.
You bet. And we got a lot of answers coming in here, Papa Smokes, as we're closer to that time, counting down. Take it away. If you happen to be in there and you want to participate, remember all you have to do is say so with the chat in the Twitch or YouTube side. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. There we go. That brings us to an end of that there question. So we've got a few different variations in the chat there for what people are guessing, Papa Smokes. I see 3 different letters from this list that have been picked. And I want to know, sir, do you know the answer to this one?
Yeah, and like I say, not 100%. Those are all tantalizing answers because those are all guys who worked in world class with the Von Erichs and stuff. But by that early date, 81, I believe that the special referee would have been Fritz Von Erich.
No, sir. Actually, it's not Fritz Von Erich. In fact, if memory serves me right, Fritz Von Erich was the one who maybe closed the cage that night. Or no, not Fritz. There was some involvement with the Von Erichs. This is what essentially led to the Von Erichs feud with the Fabulous Freebirds. Is
Okay.
this accumulated in that? And the special guest referee at the time was actually letter B, Michael P.S. Hayes was the answer to this one. So anybody who answered B is going to be getting a point there for question number 1. And it looks like the only one with the correct answer here is the voice, Joshua Joseph, JJ, getting a point over on the Twitch side. Everybody else striking out. Yes, Bastard, Doc Hendricks himself, Michael Hayes is the correct answer to that one. And yes, I stumped everybody with questions except for JJ, who's on the ball here, Papa Smokes, picking up that point over on the Twitch side.
Oh, he must have just watched Iron Claw, maybe, or something.
He might have. Hey, that would be a good thing to have watched. I'm looking forward to checking that movie out. I really am excited. That's coming out, I believe, on the 22nd, if I'm not mistaken.
We should go, Munson.
I think that's a great idea. Yeah, we'll have to let me know what your schedule is around that particular time, around Christmas time coming up. Let's go ahead on down there. We'll check that movie out. We'll do a review of it on the channel. Love the Freebirds. Yeah, can't go wrong with the Freebirds. Awesome team. Yeah. Great, memorable. Yeah. What's going to be memorable is this night here, though, Papa Smokes. I know that this is going to be fun. We're going to be able to hopefully crown a couple of new champions, possibly, as it looks like former champ not here tonight. So maybe we'll be seeing the crowning of 2 different champions by the end of the evening as we go over to question number 2. This one a little bit more on the goofier side of Christmas, but Santa Claus, that's Xantaklaus, was introduced to the WWF/WWE in 1995 by which villainous manager? Was it A, the Mouth from the South, Jimmy Hart, B, Jim Cornette, C, the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, or D, Harvey Whippleman? Think about that one for a moment. You have exactly 1 minute starting now. Papa Smokes, any guesses? Do you remember Santa Claus in any way?
Oh, God, no, Munson. I mean, this is probably a one-shot thing on the TV show that was near Christmas. I mean, good God, no. I'm just trying to boil it down to who I think didn't bring him out.
Yeah, we're getting some answers in the chat for sure. But again, Santa Claus, I remember this exact moment. This actually came up in a bit of a trivia, or a question about Santa Claus came up in trivia that I was watching on another Twitch show a couple months back. And it's like nobody wanted to believe me that this existed. And Santa Claus actually played by someone who happens to be well known in the wrestling business. Not that it's bonus points, but I'm curious. I'm going to the chat if anybody can let me know who Santa Claus was actually portrayed by after we come to the end. And we're coming down to the final 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And okay, hold on. JJ got hit with ads, so I'm out of this question. He says, JJ, I do apologize for the ad situation. I need to keep a better eye on that. So I do apologize on that one.
Give him 5 more seconds.
5 more seconds. Give me an A, B, C, or D, because I can tell you what, it won't matter because there's no points going on the other side of things. If you just want to throw a letter up there really quickly, we will give you that opportunity. It was about Santa Claus and who introduced him. Jimmy Hart, Jim Cornette, Ted DiBiase, Harvey Whippleman. We'll give you 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, he's got C in there, so we're going with C. Locked in. Okay, good enough. I think that's fair. Anybody, let me know if you happen to be on the Twitch side and you get locked into the ad. Let me know. But we got a multitude of answers here, Pops, folks. We've thrown a couple of people off. What would be your best guess? And can anybody let me know who in the chat who portrayed Santa Claus?
Okay, I'm just going by the timeline here. I don't think Jimmy Hart was there at that time, so I'm going with Jim Cornette, number B.
Interesting. I put that there to specifically hopefully throw you on this one, Papa's folks, and it apparently has done the trick, as Jimmy from Job Down saying, how can anybody not remember future TNA star Cajones? And yes, that would be right there. Balls Mahoney is the answer to that. That is who portrayed Santa Claus in about 3 appearances for the WWF at the time. And he was introduced in an attack on Savio Vega by the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, who wanted to prove that even Santa Claus had a price. So the $1 Million Man, the answer was the letter C. So anybody who answered C is going to get a point. So I'm going over to here, and we've got C from Jobbed Out Wrestling. So Jimmy picking up a point on that question. Daryl the Amazing picking up first points as well, too. We got a match on our hands. Bobby with B. Unfortunately, Bobby not the answer. Basser saying Whippleman, so Basser out on that one. And, of course, we gave Josh the opportunity. Josh coming in with the letter C. That means that Josh picking up his second point on Twitch with a clear lead over Basser on the Twitch side of things, going for that Twitch chat championship, the International Intercontinental Twitch Chat Championship of the world. It's the most prestigious champion over on the Twitch side. Just saying.
Wow.
So, what do we think? Think we go to a question number 3 here for you guys? See if we can get anybody with a clear lead on YouTube. Maybe we'll throw somebody off here. We'll see, though. But what I've got for you, question number 3. In December of 1995, WCW Nitro aired on Christmas Day. Which of the following wrestlers was in the main event? Was it A, Macho Man Randy Savage, B, Sting, C, Vader, or D, Hulk Hogan? Let me know in the chat what you got as we start that timer right now. You got 1 minute to give me an answer. Pop Smokes, any inclination on this one, who it might have been?
Well, another tough one, but I think just by the year, I can discount 2 of the 4. So I'm going to pick between those other 2 that I think might be likely.
All right. And we got some interesting answers coming in from the chat side of things. But definitely 3 of the options have been selected by our chat here so far, Papa Smokes. Curious to find out what you think. We're getting to the nitty-gritty on the timer. 20 seconds left on that thing. If anybody happens to be joining in at this time and wants to get in on the action, remember just to shout me out from the chat. Let me know you want to participate as we get to the final 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. That's it. Answers are locked. And Pop Smokes, who do you think it was that was in the main event of WCW Nitro on this night in 1995?
I'm going to go with, I think the letter is B, Sting.
B, Sting. And I know Basser went with Sting on this one. I see a few A's there for Macho Man Randy Savage and JJ picking D for Hulk Hogan. And I got to say, the correct answer was Macho Man Randy Savage, who was featured in the main event against Ric Flair on Christmas Day, 1995.
See, I didn't think he was there yet in 95. Okay.
No, that mid card. Come on. Which one, Flair or Savage? Which direction you go in there with Jimmy? But yes, anybody who picked the letter A is going to be getting a point. So we're going back to the scoreboard here. And we've got Spasser, no points there. We got Bobby picking up his first point of the night here on the YouTube side, the former YouTube champion of the world.
Nice.
We got Jimmy jobbed out wrestling, pulling into the 2 point. Dara getting 2 points again. Dara, former Twitch champion, might be looking to take over the YouTube side of things here. JJ with D, that one's not going to count, but JJ still continues his massive lead of 2 points over Mr. Basser on the Twitch side of things. And Bobby, you did get it right, my friend. You got that one. Not Sting. Definitely not Sting. but Sting was there at the time, and I believe just about every name drop there was featured on that night of WCW Nitro. It just so happened Flair and Savage were in the main event that evening. So right now I'm going to recap. We got Dara the Amazing on the YouTube side with 2 points. Bobby Petito picking up his first point in the race again. And Jimmy over Job Down Wrestling with 2 points. Over on the Twitch side of things, JJ in a clear lead with 2 points. And Basser, my man, you're going to get one sooner or later. JJ might be mopping the floor with you here, brother, but you'll get something. Sting wrestled on the mid card. Probably. I mean, it was probably a big card. They had a pretty solid roster of names at the time, so I don't even think mid card was really a bad thing for WCW at that point in time. Astrid, sorry you're late. No, never apologize. The fact that you're here, that's all that matters. We're happy to have you here. I know that you and I recorded Killer Cuts Chapter 9 earlier this evening. So Killer Cuts Chapter 9 for myself and Astrid Pizarro. You're going to be able to find that tomorrow night. Friday here on the channel. We got a bunch of cool stuff coming out tomorrow, including Astrid is going to be joined by a very special guest for the Ring of Honor Final Battle after show. So the post show is going to be hosted by Astrid, and she's got a very special guest join her. It's going to be a fantastic night here at our local establishment. Bobby saying hello to Astrid as well too. And Basser saying, if it takes longer than 5 seconds to answer, tell me you aren't Googling it. Hey, I mean, people can try if they want to, but I really appreciate those of you who are playing fairly. It means a lot that you want to keep the sanctity and the holiness of this wonderful game that we've created, because we like to be fair here on the channel.
You Googlers are only cheating yourself in the long run.
That's right. But we're definitely going to see the crowning of a new champion on both sides. I'm pretty sure of that here tonight, Bob's folks. As we head on over to question number 4. Actually, hold on. Astrid, let me know if you want to join. Okay. All you have to do is give a letter in the chat. If you happen to have time, feel free to get in on this as well, too. Still time to catch up. As we go to question number 4, what wrestling star starred in the horror comedy movie Santa's Sleigh? Was it A, Hulk Hogan, B, Roddy Piper, C, Triple H, or D, Goldberg? And I'm going to go over to the clock here while you think about it and get your asses off of Google and Bing. Your clock starts now. Bob's folks, any idea? Have you seen Santa's Sleigh before?
No, I have not, Munson, but I think that I heard something about this back then, that there was a wrestler in it. Just trying to scrape the memory banks for who it might be, but I have an idea.
You bet. And JJ, no, don't think that you're cheating at all, my man. Again, we're just trying to be fair. I don't know who everybody is. I believe everybody's being fair. I mean, there's been questions missed. There hasn't been anything outrageous said. So I'm pretty sure we're all playing fair here tonight. And I appreciate the honesty coming from everybody there. Jimmy's saying he's got to wait for the clock. And got to emphasize that he's not using Bing somehow. I believe you, man. I believe you. Jobbed Out Wrestling, you have the knowledge. At 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And that'll do it for the clock. If your answers are in, then you will get in on this one. Hold on here. Jimmy saying the movie was filmed while I was in high school at a rival high school. We spent the rest of the year taunting East Glen because it was as close their school would come to success. Well played. Papa Smokes, a guess at which wrestling star starred in Santa's Sleigh.
There are a few wrestlers in that list that have been in some movies and TV shows. I'm going with letter D, Goldberg.
And you would be correct, my friend. Goldberg was
Ah,
the evil Santa in Santa's sleigh
finally.
there. So Goldberg, the star of Santa's sleigh. And I think we've got some D's across the board, except for from Josh Joseph, who gave me B and said Roddy Piper. Unfortunately, that's not the answer, JJ. But Basser, there's that 1 point Basser was looking for on the Twitch side. So Basser now nipping a little bit at JJ's heels, just giving a little bit to think about, making him strengthening him up a little bit there for the next round of questions. Jimmy picking up a point there on the YouTube side, going to 3 points there. Daryl the Amazing staying strong at 3 points, and Bobby Stats has got his second point of the night. So we've got 2 at 3 points over there on YouTube, and we've got Bobby at 2 on YouTube, JJ at 2 on Twitch, Basser at 1 on Twitch. Oh yeah, it was him. It was him, JJ. Trust me. Jimmy saying fun, not a fact. When asked if he ever saw Santa's sleigh, Bret Hart responded by talking about how Goldberg kicked him in the head for 15 minutes. Hey, you know what? I say Bret can go ahead and he can complain about anybody he wants to because he's Bret fucking Hart. That's just how it goes. And Bobby saying awesome. Yeah, Bobby, you're still in the race, my man. You still have a chance to reclaim your championship glory here before the night is through. And again, I do have a tiebreaker question that will actually end the match. So if we are tied, locked at 10 at the 10th question on either side, the tiebreaker will definitely determine a winner without anybody being able to say somebody else's stuff. As we got Team in Your House up in the house. What up, fellas?
Oh, yeah.
How's it going? Oh man, glad to have Team in Your House here with us on the show here tonight. Check them out over on the Twitch and all over YouTube side. Again, our main man JJ there, who's leading on the Twitch side here tonight, there works along with them too. And we've had Hypocrisy Jones here on Ring Respect Radio. Great bunch of people. So awesome. But Team in Your House, do you want to participate and try to chase JJ, who's currently leading on the Twitch side of things, with the remaining questions? We've got 6 more questions in the regular rounds here. Hype to be exact. Perfect. I just want to know, do you want to participate and answer the questions? All you have to do is give me the letter corresponding to your answer when I read these things out. Again, you have 60 seconds to answer. If you choose to challenge the question, you are able to do so once per the entire night. And you also can have 1 repeat of the question throughout the entire night. Them's the rules, and we're moving on to question number 5. Team in Your House is down, so we're going to have another Twitcher here with us.
All right.
Team in Your House going on the score clock. JJ, you've got your work cut out for you now, brother. You got Vassar and Team in Your House trying to nip at your heels, trying to make sure you don't get that title. We'll see who's going to be crowned champ by the end of the night, though.
Or is JJ getting a bit of a faction going here? Let's see, man. This is getting interesting.
Surprised he hasn't sent some of the boys over to the YouTube side, try to shake things up over there, just spread that faction around a little bit. We got Basser saying, I must go, boys. Have a good match. Thanks for coming in your house. And so Basser, he's going to stick to his one point. He's 1 point, and he's mic dropped, and he's out for the night right there. That's okay. Because we got Team in Your House here now. But JJ, your lead's looking pretty good, my friend. We love us some voice. We sure do. And again, it's going to be Team in Your House go battling JJ now on the Twitch side of things for the remainder of the show. Gonna be interesting one here, Papa Smokes. We're pitting almost family against each other here at this point in time.
Oh yeah, this is gonna get like a family feud going here by the time we get to those last few questions.
It really is. It's still got more points than Jay Lethal right now. Oh, ouch for Jay Lethal on that one. Oh, yikes. All right, listen up. Oh, here we go. Okay, good answer from there. Okay, sounds good. Thanks for joining in. Hypocrisy Jones, my man. How are you doing?
All right.
Glad to see you here as well, too. Ain't no one tearing this house apart. That's fair. Hey, I love it. Keep that comments going in the chat. Keep those promos rocking all night long. So question number 5, here we go. Listen up. In the 1990s, the USWA introduced the Christmas creature. Who was the Christmas creature? Was it A, Giant Gonzalez, B, Psycho Sid, C, Kane, or D, The Big Show? Think about your answers. Remember to keep your asses off the Google and tell me in the chat A, B, C, or D. Your time starts now. Papa Spokes, do you remember the Christmas creature, or have you blocked that from recent memory?
Very vaguely, but no, I'm going to have to just guess on this one too.
Sounds good. And we're getting a lot of the answers across the board here. A little bit of mixed options from everybody. JJ's got Hypocrisy's got his in, Bobby's got his in, Dara, Jimmy's got his in. I believe that's pretty much everybody locked in at that point. So, I mean, with 20 seconds left to go, I think everybody's locked in. We're just going to clear the board and say that is it. We're going to go straight to the answer on this one, Papa Smokes. What do you think? Who was the Christmas creature?
Not tremendously sure, but just by the timeline, I'm going Psycho Sid.
Psycho Sid is the answer. Jimmy saying I'm still like 60% sure Goldust stole their costume. He's got the correction costume for the Christmas Raw in 1997. He very well could have. And guess what? If you would have answered with the mayor of Knoxville, Mr. Big Red Machine Kane, then you would be correct, because that's who portrayed the Christmas creature long before his amazing run is Dr. Isaac Yankum DDS. He got to be the Christmas creature for the USWA. So anybody who answered with the letter C is going to get a point, as we're going over there to give a 4th point to Jimmy Jobbed Out Wrestling. We got Dare Amazing still keeping the race tight at 4 points on the YouTube side with the letter C. Hypocrisy Jones, unfortunately, Gonzalez was not the answer. We got the letter B from our main man, JJ. No, not the answer as well, too. And, of course, Bobby keeping it alive there with the correct answer, C on the YouTube side. So it remains Jobbed Out Wrestling, 4 points. Dare Amazing, 4 points. Bobby Petito, 3 points for the YouTube side. And over on the Twitch side, JJ with 2. Vassar, who's now dropped out, has 1. And Hypocrisy Jones still looking to get on the board and lots of time to do so. And Hypocrisy Jones mentioning that was 1,000% guess. JJ saying, honestly, no clue on this one. I figured this might throw a few people through a loop. I just had to go with it. Christmas Monster, not to be confused with future 24/7 champion Mayor Glenn Jacobs. Yes, Glenn has so many faces. He really does. Whether you believe in his U.S. policies or not, that's not what we're here to debate. The man used to be a wrestler. That's what we're here to talk about. Is pro wrestling, as I throw sheet number 1 away and head on over to sheet number 6, because we're all the way over to question number 6 of the evening. And what a race we got, Pop Smokes. People want it. They want those championships. They want those glories. And yeah, I agree. You politics, get them out of here. We don't need that shit on our show here tonight. Yeah, my thoughts.
Don't get me started.
Yeah, I won't, Papa Smokes. I'm not about to do that to you. That's cruel. How about we go to a question, though? That'll get everybody pumped up and going again. Question number 6. And this, I was hoping Barry Monkey would be in there for this one, but lo and behold, he'll probably show up at the last second like good old Barry Monkey does to me every stream. Anyway, question number 6 says TNA Impact Wrestling kicked off their 2007 Christmas Chaos special with an 8-man tag team Christmas Chaos cage match. What Christmas object was the cage decorated with? Was it A, mistletoe, B, Christmas lights, C, artificial snow, and D, Christmas wreaths? Damn it, I barely could get through that question thinking about mistletoe around a cage. As the clock starts now, Papa Smokes, I think I almost gave it away what it can't be, because I mean, can you imagine the atrocities if it was mistletoe surrounding that cage?
Yeah, mistletoe on a steel cage in wrestling is kind of mixed messages, isn't it?
Well, I mean, who knows? Who knows? Maybe some people might want to watch a mistletoe on a pole match or something one of these days. Maybe there's been one. I'm just couldn't find it in my searches. As it looks like Hypocrisy Jones got his vote in. We've got JJ with his vote in. Dare Amazing, Bobby, and Jobbed Out Wrestling. So I believe we've got all 5 competitors in. Clock was coming to a near end anyway, so we're going to clear the board. Everything's locked. And Papa Smokes, do you know the answer, or do you have a good estimated guess at this one?
No, I know it for sure. It is whatever letter it is Christmas lights.
And that would be correct, Papa Smokes,
Oh
as you
yeah.
and the entire chat here got Christmas lights correct, meaning that Dare Amazing goes to 5 on YouTube. Job Down Wrestling to 5 on YouTube. Bobby with 4 on YouTube. JJ with 3 on Twitch. And Hypocrisy Jones is now on the board with 1 on the Twitch side there. So thought I'd throw people one that's a little bit more on the modern side, hopefully be a little bit more in memory. Plus, I mean, it makes sense. Christmas lights on that cage. I'm sure you probably 2007, you were probably watching Impact around then, Pop Smokes.
Yeah, I had a nice little 2-year run of watching every week. I was enjoying it. It was good at that time.
Yeah, and IIRC, it was those awful little snowsicle string lights that were really popular in the 2000s. And then again, in adult content performers, yeah, well, I mean, it's whatever lights up the show, I guess. Hypocrisy Jones, me and Mrs. Jones about to have a mistletoe match tonight.
Oh,
Hey man, that's okay. That's okay. It's all about sharing that love with your loved one around the holidays. So there you go, my friend. Have yourself a good mistletoe and a pole match later this evening. As we're going to another question here, but we got quite the race going on, Papa Smokes, and I know this one is one of my Papa Smokes approved questions of the night right here. Max kissed Swerve last night, or Mox kissed Swerve. It doesn't seem like an MJF thing. Not surprised on the Mox side. He goes around kissing just about everybody, just sharing whatever he's got that week. And Bobby saying, I guess the answer, I started to watch Impact Wrestling around 2019. So again, it predates a little bit back then, but you can go check that out. That special is available, I believe, on YouTube, or if you have the Impact Wrestling TNA streaming service as well too. I'm sure that it is within their library. It's considered to be one of the more entertaining Christmas specials in pro wrestling in more recent times anyway. So go check it out. As we head on over to a Papa Smokes approved matchup here.
we'll see about that.
Papa Smokes approved question. Here we go, Papa Smokes. Stan Hansen challenged the AWA World Heavyweight Champion on Christmas Day, 1985. Who was that champion? Was it A, Tom Zank, B, Vern Gagne, C, Sheik Adnan, or D, Rick Martel? Your time starts right now. And I don't even know if I need to ask Papa Smokes. You know this answer.
Well, yeah. Now this is one that I know 1,000% for sure. Yes, Papa Smokes does approve this question.
I knew you would, Papa Smokes.
I not only was watching at this time, I probably saw a card in Winnipeg in December that was the same card as this. You know what I mean? Like the touring card.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I figured that this would definitely be around the time that you were checking out AWA or going to the shows there in Winnipeg. So I figured it would open great conversation for you to talk about that opportunity. Still looking for a couple more answers there. A, B, C, or D. Maybe our Twitchers were locked in at the site of some ads or something like that. I'm wondering if that might be the case. Ads again, no problem. We are going to, it's because the YouTube guys are already locked in. All 3 YouTubes are locked in. So don't worry. No, JJ, we're going to give you and Hypocrisy Jones an opportunity to answer this question again. I will repeat it. This is for the Twitch people only. We're considering the YouTube ones locked. The question, my friends, Stan Hansen challenged for the AWA World Heavyweight Championship on Christmas Day, 1985. Who was the champion? Was it A, Tom Zank, B, Vern Gagne, C, Sheik Adnan, and D, Rick Martel? And that is just for the Twitch side. YouTube side locked in. I apologize, the ads on the Twitch side causing the problem, but we will get through that. So again, are you guys both answering C for sure, or do you want to change your answer? I'll give you about 10 more seconds if you want to stick with C, or if you want to change that over. But I'm going to give that countdown at 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna lock you both at C. I know JJ saying C. Papa Smokes, hit him with it. Who was the champion 1985 AWA?
It was Rick Martel.
There we go. Rick Martel is the answer. Anyone who answered D is getting the point there. And a lot of people might have got stumped by this because, again, a lot of people, for more recent memory, immediately think of the model Rick Martel from his run with the WWF and don't think of the top babyface champion that he was within Vern Gagne's AWA at the time.
Yeah, very much so. And history hasn't been kind to Martel as a champion, but he was the guy that they had at that time. He beat Bockwinkel for the belt and had a nice little run as a babyface champ. I thought it was good, but it didn't generate as much money as they hoped.
No, exactly. But again, something that hopefully we can share that education with you all here tonight. Anybody who didn't know, but again, everybody all on the YouTube side got the answer right. And Jimmy saying, no matter how you answer with arrogance. Yes, the arrogance of the model Rick Martel. But yes, good job to the YouTubers there who are keeping in the race at 6 points for Jobbed Out Wrestling, 6 for Dare Amazing, 5 for Bobby Petito. And over on the Twitch side of things, JJ sitting at 3, Hypocrisy Jones over at 1, Basser, who dropped that mic and said 1 was enough, still sits at 1 point as well, too. As we're heading over to question number 8, 3 more questions to go before we have to hit a tiebreaker. And right now, over on the YouTube side, it's looking like we might come down to a tiebreaker question yet. So stay tuned, YouTube. You guys might be fighting it out on the tiebreaker question that I've got locked in for you. It's a fun one. Here we go. Question number 8. 2001 in WWE, there was 2 Santa Clauses that squared off against each other in a match on WWE Monday Night Raw. One was Bubba Ray Dudley. Who was the other Santa Claus? Was it A, Tajiri, B, Steve Blackman, C, Billy Gunn, or D, Edge? Think about it carefully. Who was the other Santa Claus? Your time starts now. Papa Smokes, I'm going to take a stab in the dark. Attitude Era, not really your thing. You maybe not as familiar with this answer.
No, I wasn't watching this stuff at all at this time. But again, you can kind of try and figure it out from the question and from the choices. It's just, they all sound bizarre and wacky to me. So this is going to be a blind guess in the dark.
There was a lot of bizarre and wacky to be had at the time. I see that we've got our answers on YouTube for sure. We've got JJ with an answer here on Twitch side. Hypocrisy Jones, my man, we got 20 seconds there to get an answer from you. A, B, C, or D, my friend. Make sure you get that in so it counts. We're going to go down to that 10-second countdown to see if you get in. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. That will mean any answers past that will not count as we clear the board. We have got a couple different answers in the chat here, Papa Smokes, but I want to know, what would be your educated guess on this one?
Yeah, educated guess. That's how I'm looking at it too. All right. Bubba Ray makes a pretty badass Santa. So to get a good match out of him, you need another badass Santa, Steve Blackman.
It's a fair guess, and JJ guessed the same thing, but unfortunately not the right answer here, as it was Tajiri Claus that squared off against Bubba Claus that night on Monday Night Raw. So anybody who answered with A is going to be getting a point, as Jimmy from Jobbed Out Wrestling letting us know, gotta love a Santa Claus that spits mist and celebrates with fried chicken. It was a whole lot of hot mess up in that night for the WWE, but a hot mess that millions of people were tuning into at the time, as we give points across the board for anyone who said A, and that means everybody over on the YouTube side keeping their points strong. 7 for Jobbed Out Wrestling, 7 for Dare Amazing, and 6 for Bobby Petito. Yeah, no problem. Hey, no apologies needed. No apologies needed. Unfortunately, you didn't get the point, but JJ got the wrong answer. So again, there's still time, my man. There's still time, because we still have 2 more regular questions. So with JJ sitting at 3, you have the opportunity to tie him and force the tiebreaker question on the Twitch side. Otherwise, JJ will be crowned the new Twitch champion here tonight, Papa Smokes. So we're going to find out in the next 2 questions. Bobby, thank you so much about the MLW one shot watch party that we had here with myself, Paul Collins. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. Thank you for that. I appreciate you stopping by as always. And ADHD, hey man, I respect. Running. Hey, JJ, man, you're holding strong, brother. You're holding strong. It's looking your way. So if JJ gets this next question, there's no catching him on the Twitch side. He can put this to rest right now, right here with question number 9. I should have switched to Twitch to question 5 to challenge JJ. Well, you made your bed. You know, some people participate on both sides. That's up to you. You know that for next time. Just watch my socials. You'll know next time that we got one of these things coming out. It's gonna be in January. I'm thinking, you know, maybe even around the time that I celebrate the time of my birth might be a good time. In fact, the day after my birthday, I think, is the perfect time to do the next trivia night. So January the 18th, 2024 is the next time the Pop Smokes and I will be doing a trivia night. And also to quickly drop at the beginning of January, we're also planning to drop the very first episode on Ring Respect Radio of our trip through the territories, the long-awaited trip through the territories, where we're going to be documenting everything about the territories of professional wrestling, the different territories, the different bookers, the matches, the wrestlers, what made them exciting. Papa Smokes has been putting a lot of groundwork into this project, and we're going to be dropping that for you, very first episode coming out in January. Bobby, glad we can entertain you, my friend, as always. 2 more questions to go. Bobby, you still have a chance. If you can get a point that the other 2 can't, you have a chance to tie this thing up, maybe force that tiebreaker. Still time to overthrow it, too. We'll see how it goes with question number 9. Jesse the Body Ventura wrestled against which wrestler in the AWA Christmas Day of 1982? Was it A, Sonny Rogers, B, Hulk Hogan, C, Wahoo McDaniel, or D, Nick Bockwinkel? Your minute clock starts now. And Papa Smokes, I see a little concern on your face with this one.
Yeah, a bit. This is totally my area, but I mean, one guy's match on a Christmas day in 1 year, it's a tough one. There's a couple possibilities in those choices, but I'm gonna narrow it down. Don't worry about that.
That's fair. We got our YouTubers are all locked in with their answers already. YouTube side of things, our Twitch side of things. JJ, Hypocrisy, let me know if you guys are lost in the shuffle with anything. Oh, JJ's got an answer coming in with an answer for us. Waiting for Hypocrisy Jones to see if he gets one in here. We're going to find out very shortly. We got 20 seconds left on the clock there, Mr. Jones. If you want to get the answer in, A, B, C, or D, my friend. The clock is ticking down now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. That is it. Any answers given now will not be counted, unfortunately. So everything is locked on both sides of the fence. Papa Smokes, your guess, I guess, on this one. Who wrestled against the Body Ventura in 1982 Christmas Day?
Well, I'm going to try and reason my way through this one. 82 Christmas Day, I'm going to go with that. They're making a big show out of it. So the main event is going to be a top heel with a top baby face. 2 big muscle men, baby. I say it's Ventura versus Hulk Hogan.
Very awesome guess. And you know what? The Immortal One was the one that wrestled against the Body of Ventura on that night. Papa Smokes staying strong on the AWA guesses inside. So anybody who answered B, it was Hulk Hogan that wrestled Ventura on that very night. So our YouTubers all got a point across the board. JJ answering with D, not getting one in. That means that officially, because we only have one question left, I can officially declare, and again, feel free, JJ and Hypocrisy, to continue to play on question 10, but we're going to say it right now. The new Twitch International Intercontinental Champion of the World, The Voice, Joshua Joseph. Congratulations, JJ, the new Twitch chat champion. And you know, you're going to have to come back January the 18th to defend the pride of that championship. Congratulations, brother. I'm picking up the win there. Bobby, we will talk a little bit about MLW here right at the wrap of the the trivia here. So we will come back to your talk of Kings of Colosseum here very shortly. We got one more question to ask. Bobby, this is your chance to hopefully tie it, or it's going to come down to Dare Amazing and Jobbed Out Wrestling, who are neck and neck here in the lead on the YouTube side. And we will be crowning a new champion here tonight on the YouTube side as well, too. Very exciting news. This one, I just teed this one up for people because this one, I'm sure people would have given me a lot of grief if I wouldn't have included this moment in professional. Who infamously attacked Santa Claus on an episode of Raw during the Attitude Era? Was it A, The Rock, B, Mankind, C, The Undertaker, or D, Stone Cold Steve Austin? Your freebie point starts right now. Papa Smokes, I know you're not an Attitude Era guy, but even you, I'm sure, remember this moment from clips and everything over the years.
Yeah, I believe I do, and just through the process of elimination, I think there's only one guy that can work with Santa, the ultimate top guy.
We're going to get to that in a minute. The YouTubes are all locked there, so I am up the clock. JJ's playing for the fun anyway, getting his answer in. Hypocrisy Jones, if you want to throw, you're welcome to as well, too. Tara, myself, Jericho, China, wonder which one I am. Hey, we're breaking the tie. There's no double champ. No shared championship. May or not be working on YouTube short for that right now. It's fantastic, brother. Tomorrow's the anniversary. He was shot after December 15th, 1997. Raw. And yes, Papa Smokes, what would your educated guess be about who attacked Santa Claus on this episode of Raw?
Well, I think I remember this. It was Stone Cold Steve, wasn't it?
You bet it was, Papa Smokes. And you and everybody else got this correct, meaning that, again, we go over to the YouTube side where we've got, unfortunately, Bobby, with a great effort, 8 points here tonight. That's very respectable numbers, but not enough to be in the running for the title, unfortunately, this time. But Bobby, January 18th, we hope you're going to come back and compete again. You always do a great job here.
Yeah, Bobby.
Stay tuned. We're going to talk about MLW with you in a moment here, Bobby. So stay on the show. Barbie doll and tiddlywinks. That's what you asked Santa for this year for under the tree there, Jimmy? I'll put in a word with the big man for you. But we got to go to a tiebreaker, Papa Smokes, between Jobbed Out Wrestling and Dare Amazing to crown a new YouTube champion here tonight. And remember, Dare Amazing, a former Twitch chat champion. And we got Jimmy at Jobbed Out Wrestling going for first ever one. Hold here. What's Jimmy got for me? Great effort, Bobby. Remember, if at first you don't succeed, that's because you ain't me. Well played. Well played.
Well put. Yep.
All right. So here is the tiebreaker, and listen carefully because this is a bit of a calculation on this one, and so that's why this is going to make it tough to really screw this around too much. Okay, so there was a match, a 34th, one of these Miracle on 34th Street fights that the WWE put on at one time between Randy Orton and David Ortunga. I want to know in exactly how many seconds from start opening bell to finishing bell, how long was the matchup? I'm giving you both 60 seconds to give me a number in seconds for how long bell to bell this matchup was. Curious to see if you got who's going to get it. And it's whoever gets the closest without going over. Yes, I'm pulling the Bob Barker on this one, or closest without going over.
Wow.
It's still one-time champion on here, Bobby. And what did I tell you? I asked an Impact question here tonight, thinking Barry Monkey was going to make the stream, and he shows up at the end of the stream, right at the end. Jimmy, yes, in seconds, please. In seconds, bell to bell, how long was the matchup without going over? It's going to be closest to without going over. If you both go over, then it will be closest to, but we'll see what your answers are here. And Barry saying hello, everyone. We are on the tiebreaker question, Barry. We're right at the end. We already crowned Joshua Joseph as the new Twitch chat champion. So, again, the seconds, they're amazing. The seconds, that's all I need from both of you. Any guess that you can guess? It's
2 a.m. in Great Britain right now. Barry's just getting home from the pub.
Yeah, very true. That could be very true. Dare, I could Price is Right this one answer, and that's one. So we got Jimmy coming in with his answer locked, and Dara locking an answer. And I can let you both know that both of you are actually over the amount in seconds. So we got Jimmy coming in with 540 seconds, Dara Mason coming in with 1,026 seconds, which I will give you the official time. It worked out to be 457 seconds bell to bell on that matchup, which means because both went over, we're going closest to. That makes the new YouTube champion of the world, Jobbed Out Wrestling. What a battle we had here tonight.
All right.
Champions crown. Congratulations, Jimmy and Jobbed Out, and Dara Amazing. What a fight you put up here tonight. Glad to have you here as always. On January 18th, it will be my time. Like Tiffany Stratton out. Hey, throw those promos, Bobby. I love it. Love it, my man.
All right, Bobby.
Yeah, Dermaze is saying good job, good games to Jobbed Out Wrestling. Again, JJ and Jobbed Out Wrestling are getting in there. Ads over. What was the answer? Was it 19? No, it wasn't. But you would have been under the seconds. The seconds was 457 there, Barry. So that interesting play. But yes, Jimmy, congratulations. Thank you. I want to thank all the little people, the fans, for motivating me to be on the side of the the guardrail instead of their side where they don't. And 19 would have won. But Barry would have had to have played from the start, though, and been tied to get into that tiebreaker question. Barry missed out on the only Impact question that we've asked here on the trivia nights. Unfortunately, Barry, you're going to have to wait till next time. But we're going to talk a little bit longer with you guys. That is great. I'm glad we got two new champions. Congratulations to you both. January 18th. Make sure that you guys set that calendar date to be here to defend your titles. Because remember, if you're here to defend, the title goes vacant and a new champ will be crowned. And we're going to go back to a question from Bobby earlier on here that he's looking forward to the Kings of Coliseum night from MLW on January 6th, where you're going to be able to join myself, Papa Smokes, and some good friends of ours here at our local establishment for the MLW Tailgate Watch Party. It's going to be the first one of 2024 here at our local establishment, so make sure you tune in. We always have a blast with those, Papa Smokes. We'll have to come up with some sort of food and drink scheme for the night. It'll be fantastic. I'm looking forward to it as well, too. Should be a fun time. Hopefully you can make it this time, too, Papa Smokes.
Yeah, that'd be nice. If my voice holds out, I'll be there.
Derek, yes, had you said 1 second, you would have won. That unfortunately is the reality. You could have listened to Jimmy and Jobbed Out, and he could have done it too. He said it himself, but didn't go with it. So, but got the win anyway. I was waiting for you to answer 1 second higher than me. Trying to play that game, the heel tactics. Well, Nestero said 1 second. He said 2. Fair enough.
Munson, speaking of Bob Barker, how many showcases were won by people betting $1? Just kind of going with the strategy that I know my opponent's going to bet too much because they've been betting too much for this entire game. It's not the worst strategy.
Not at all. It's worked many a times there on The Price is Right. Barry saying, I just watched Impact. It was show of unseen matches. It was brilliant. Better than half the usual crap. You know what? Impact usually does deliver when it comes to the quality of their matchups. I am very impressed anytime I get a chance to watch it. And again, anybody who's checking out Ring of Honor Final Battle tomorrow is going to want to head on over to the channel here and join Astrid and her very special guest for the Ring of Honor Final Battle post show. So going to be a great time here on the channel. Bobby mentioning it will be Becca's time when she comes back to MLW. I certainly hope so. I think it's about time Becca get back there. The MLW featherweight division is bigger, better than ever. Again, last time out, one shot, we got 2 featherweight division matchups on that card, and both of them stood out. They were great matchups.
No, and finally, we've been wanting this featherweight division to get its wheels underneath itself and get some matches, get a champion and a couple of champions kind of cemented into that spot and giving it some prestige. Now we're rolling in the featherweight division. I like it.
You bet. I can't wait to see more of Kings of Coliseum unfold before us. We know that Richard Holiday now signed back with MLW. going up against our boy, the suplex assassin, Alex Kane. Event. Once again, I find myself torn here, Papa Smokes, much like when we're rooting against Hammerstone, when we're rooting against Tom Lawler going up against Alex Kane. I had no issue rooting against Matt Cardona, to be perfectly honest with you. But against Richard Holiday, I've got some mixed emotions here, man, because we've wanted to see Richard Holiday back. We want to see him climb the ladder of professional wrestling. But damn, not at the expense of Mr. Bomaye, the captain himself, Mr. Alex Kane. That would be terrible.
I hear you, but let's do some good business with MLW is what I say. Do you remember when Richard Holiday had turned on Alexander Hammerstone and was going after him for the belt? That was one of the best builds they did of a championship match and a main event for months before that card. I think it might have been in Philadelphia. That was a great build, and Holiday's awesome. He's cut such a good promo. You remember he had the shirt that had Hammerstone's blood on it. He cut that promo in the arena saying, I can still see blood on the floor and everything. Some powerful stuff and really good stuff. I think him and Kane, I mean, with Kane's smart mouth on the mic, like I think the build for this could be tremendous.
I can't wait. And again, also, I got to ask you, Papa Smokes, I don't know if you're a busy Christmas Eve or not, but they're doing a Christmas Eve special on YouTube for MLW. It's going to be everything, pretty much all the big matches that were pre-taped before MLW One Shot or after MLW One Shot. So even including Hammerstone versus Fatu Part 3 headlining this particular card. So if you're around Christmas Eve, man, you got nothing else going on, we could throw a quick little watch along here of MLW that night as well, too, possibly.
And you say that's on YouTube?
Yeah, they're doing it on YouTube, not on Fight TV Plus this time. So it is a YouTube free card this time.
Well, that sounds like fun. Okay, look, tentatively, let's pencil it in, but I don't make too many plans for Christmas Eve. I might be, a little saucy.
No, I mean, we're a little saucy when we're here on the channel sometimes as well, too.
True, but
going back to our mention about Final Battle, Barry saying we'll probably have more viewers than Ring of Honor itself. Hey, we've got Astrid Bizarro on the show. We're going to have more viewers than any wrestling program's got because Astrid comes with a lot of knowledge and a lot of great hosting ability there. So stay tuned for that. Back to the MLW side, Bob, you mentioned that Love Doug is wrestling against Brett Ryan. I don't know. Am I back here, Pop Smokes? I think
you're back.
Out. All right, it sounds good.
Yeah.
This Brett Ryan Gosling, this is that SOB that attacked poor Love Doug, who thought he was getting a date with Becca finally. And Brett Ryan Gosling, claiming to be Becca's actual boyfriend, attacked poor Love Doug with a crowbar and beat him down pretty damn badly. So Love Doug and Brett Ryan Gosling going to settle that score. And of course, that makes you think that Becca right around the corner for MLW featherweight division.
Interesting. And isn't Ryan Gosling some kind of an actor, or it's obviously not the same guy, but what are they playing at here, Bob?
Yeah. And I must be having a couple of issues there, running low on juice or something, but we're going to be coming to an end pretty soon. Bob, you mentioned that Mr. Thomas Alex Kane challenge for the MLW Tag Championships on the Christmas Eve show as well, too. So, personal friend of Papa Smokes, Mr. Thomas, getting a crack at those tag belts there. And Barry saying, if it's on YouTube Christmas Eve, I might watch. What better present can you have? Again, yeah, why not? MLW giving us a whole card of pre-taped matchups, not on Fusion. Here I go again. But yeah, if you do have them up free that night, Papa Smokes, we'll try to set something up. We'll talk more about it getting closer to Christmas Eve, of course. Jimmy's up for a trivia against Astrid, no health specialty, so no 97 to 2003 WWE for him, and no TNA wrestling for her. Aha. Sastel is letting me down. Yes, they are, Jimmy. And you know what? Unfortunately, living just outside of any major city here in Saskatchewan, Sastel pretty much is one of my very few options when it comes to my internet connection. And just not tonight, apparently. So, but we are getting to the end, of course. That's going to be a wrap on the show. We are going to send a little bit of a raid out. So if you're on the Twitch side, make sure that you're all along. You've been checking out that ticker down below all night long. That's where you can find all of us at our local establishment. But we wouldn't be a night of Ring Respect Radio without the world's most expensive ticker, Papa's.
Oh, yeah.
Hit them with it. Where can the people find you?
Bring up that ticker, baby. I'm ready to go, Munson. I am on Elon Musk's free speech wonderland, known as X, formerly known as Twitter. I am at smokes_Papa. If you want to look me up on the Twitch side of things, I am at Papa_smokes_.
If you're on the Twitch side, that raid is going over to Pinkies Up, our good friend Allison K. Go check out her channel and make sure that you go and follow along. She does great work there over on the Twitch side of things. That raid is going out right now as I'm going to go ahead and put my ticker up there for you. There it is. That's where you can find myself, Bobby Munson. You can find me here at our local establishment as well as my personal channels as well, too. So make sure you tune it in, checking it out, and check it out. I love to talk to you guys. Bobby saying, great show, guys. And that's going to be it. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Until next Thursday, take care, everybody.
Boom.